Andrew. Andrew was the first to be called. In one of the few conversations Andrew had, and this happened this time, after Jesus had risen from the dead. During this, this time of feeling sorry for themselves, and they were hopeless, and they were feeling so discouraged, Andrew came up with an idea. Why don't we go back to Galilee and go fishing again? It's only been 3 years that we have been absent from fishing. I mean, I haven't forgotten the trade. I'm still good at the sea. I can still manage the boat. Why don't we just go back to Galilee, forget about all this, and let's go back to fishing? Remember, they were fishermen. It was Andrew's. It was Andrew's idea. And that was at the time when Thomas was in doubt too. Remember Thomas? Mm-hmm. That's quite profound. Because having seen what Jesus had done and still think that like that, you can see the humanity of the apostles. They're just humans just like you and me. A little trial and we can lose our hope, we can lose our faith, and we just say to ourselves, yeah, it's all right, never mind. Let's just forget all about this and let's just go back to where we were. Sounds familiar? You and I can be like that easily. That's why you can relate to that. We can all relate to that. So that's what I'm going fishing. Peter. Remember what happened to Peter. He denied the Lord 3 times. There are some issues in Peter's life that he needed to settle before he could totally surrender himself to Jesus Christ. Remember the scene in John chapter 20, John 21 also, when they were walking by the lake and John was following them and Jesus and Peter were talking. And that's when Jesus asked him, do you love me? Remember 3 times? Do you love me 3 times? Yes, you know I love you. Tend my sheep, feed my flock, and all those. The point here is, Peter had to reconcile within his mind and his heart all those issues before he could totally surrender to God. That's what you put in. I'm going fishing. Is that what? Yeah, I'm going fishing. In other words, settle within your heart. Settle within your heart your life before you completely commit yourself to God. Settle in your heart your life. Settle your life in your heart before committing totally to God. How can you follow Jesus if you are thinking of there are issues in your heart? In the secular world, and that's true, especially in the workplace, if you enjoy what you do, you're good at it. You agree?
Yeah.
If you do not like what you're doing at work, trust me, you will screw up left and right. Yes? That's a fact. That's in essence what this is. You have to settle your life in your heart before you commit yourself to God. You cannot commit yourself to following God if it's only like half-hearted. You understand? It has to be your whole heart. It has to be your whole heart. You cannot conduct Bible study if you are not committed to it wholeheartedly. You know why I know that firsthand? Because it takes a lot of commitment to do this every week. It takes a lot of commitment to prepare for this every week. And so it has to be wholehearted before you commit yourself. If you're not totally sure, don't do it. That's part of discernment. Understand? If you want to join the religious life, it has to be wholehearted. The whole heart of Savior. There's some drama on TV. The guy wanted to become a priest, but in love with a woman. Alfred. Remember Alfred? See, I know. That's if he's really committed in his heart what he wanted to do, then he will totally abandon the other one. You know what I mean? That's how it is. It has to be either or. You cannot say, okay, I'll do both. How can that be? Jack of all trades, master of none. You have to concentrate on one. It has to be wholehearted. You might want to write this down, wholehearted commitment. If you want to be a Eucharistic minister, you have to be wholeheartedly committed to it. I met the husband of Carmen, and he was wholeheartedly committed to her. Maybe, no, not maybe. She has no comment. It's okay. Next. Where are we? True friends bring us back to our Lord. Aha! This is beautiful. True friends bring us back to the Lord. If anyone who is supposed to be your friend is telling you to say or to tell a lie, is telling you to reason out, is telling you to make excuses, you better watch out. You better not cry.
I'm telling you why.
You better not fun. I'm telling you why. True friends bring us back to the Lord. Now, never abandon, we do not abandon each other. Okay? Never abandon each other. We all have baggage in our lives. Some of us have 50 pounds. Some of us have just 20 pounds. Some of us have excess baggage. You know what I mean? All of us have baggage in our lives. But that doesn't change anything. The fact that we all have baggages in our lives, we still have to be committed to each other. The important thing is, let's have a friend who brings us back to the Lord. When someone mentions something like problems, issues, troubles, concerns, the number one thing you can say is, and invoke is the name of the Lord. You know that? You know, last night we were in the Eat All You Can in Ginger. You know that in Nutley?
Franklin Avenue.
Yeah, Franklin. And then I was asked to say a prayer. And as soon as I was done, a young girl approached me. Are you a pastor? No. All those. And then the bottom line was she wanted her uncle to be prayed over. You understand? What happened to your uncle? He had aneurysm and he's unconscious, and he was not responding to some tests that they were giving him. But the heart was still beating. So I prayed over, using her, hopefully to the uncle. And the first thing I invoked was the name of God. The point here is, when talking about baggages in life,